Up first tonight, Vidor Police are investigating an accident that left a 16-year-old girl dead. Investigators say it happened just before 10 p.m. Friday night at the intersection of Highway 90 and Main Street in Vidor. Police say a car traveling at high speed south on Main Street launched off the hump of a railroad crossing and landed on top of a minivan stopped at the red light. Police say 16-year-old Alexandria Bertrand was the passenger in the minivan. She was taken to the hospital with serious injuries and died today. The Vidor Police Chief says the driver of the minivan, Bertrand's mother, had minor injuries. First responders took her to the hospital, and the driver of the car had serious injuries. Emergency workers took him to the hospital as well. Fox 4's Haley Boole reports the chief calls it one of the worst accidents he's seen.
Broken glass.
Oh my gosh, shock. Like, what's going on? How did this happen?
Pieces of debris.
The whole entire side of the car was just completely destroyed.
Spray paint where police marked the scene.
I mean, that's a child, one of our children.
The aftermath of a fatal collision, police say killed 16-year-old Alexandria Bertrand.
The 34 years that I've worked at the city of Vidor, only one other time do I recall seeing an accident of this destructive force at this location, and the other accident involved a train.
Vidor Chief of Police Dave Shows is going through pictures of the accident one day later.
It's just so senseless.
Police say Bertrand and her mother were stopped at this intersection just before 10 p.m. Friday, Main Street and Highway 90, just over the hump of a railroad crossing, when a car came from behind.
Rise of the railroad tracks acted as a launch ramp due to the excessive speed, and the Sable landed on top of the minivan.
Police say it took off the passenger side of the minivan and tore Bertrand from the vehicle. Emergency workers took her to the hospital, where police say she later died.
Attachment point for the seatbelt was ripped out of the vehicle, and for that reason alone, I think she was probably pulled from the vehicle. And like I say, the vehicle's just totally destroyed.
Stephen Quessenberry was stopped at a red light nearby.
I just looked to the left side, and the car was flipping that way, and it hit those signs and landed right over there.
In front of a gas station. Police say emergency workers took the 32-year-old driver to the hospital with serious injuries.
It's pretty bad. I know that. The only thing I could do is pray for the girl on the ground.
A young life taken far too soon.
I won't say it makes you question what God does. I mean, I believe there's a reason for everything, but for right now, I'm having trouble finding one for this.
In Vidor, Haley Boole, Fox 4 News.
The police chief says whether drugs or alcohol were factors in the crash is still under investigation.